offering my humble pronouns at the lotus feet of Mother Sai, respected elders, and fellow brothers and sisters, Sai. It's such a lovely feeling to be having a Sai Centre wherever you go in the world. There's nothing more secure about having family wherever you go. And that is the beauty of being under the umbrella of Sai. And we're all blessed to be in that umbrella. So, for me, the last so many years of being associated with Swami, the last 1.5 years has been a test of my faith. And Swami has his own way of keeping me constantly connected with him. So, out of the blue, after a talk in Prashanti, where I was blessed to speak last December, I had the opportunity to be invited to speak, not for one talk, but a series of 4 in Melbourne. And little did I realize that the intensity of love for Swami is literally the same across the world. It does not matter how far you are. Distance is for our minds, but the love and the grace of the Lord is the same across all distances. So I had to give them a series of 4 talks, and they were titled, "Why Do You Love Me, Swami?" The second talk was From Trust to Faith. The third talk was on oneness. And the 4th talk was Row Together and Serve Together. And at the end of the 4th talk, I hardly had a voice that could be audible. Here I am traveling on for a meeting in close to Melbourne, and also another meeting that brought me here. I had a message from Saraswati Akka which said, "You're in Perth, are you there on Friday?" And I said, "Yes. Would you like to talk?" I'm not a person to say no, because I believe strongly that when there is an intent or an instruction to speak, it automatically comes. And she said, "Can you speak on sadhana?" And I said, "This is getting a bit more intense. While I love speaking, I don't know if I'm qualified to speak." And then you already have such a wonderful array of speakers here. Venkataraman sir, you've had Anil Kumar sir, you've had Sundarana from Media Centre. And then, am I worthy of speaking? Was the first question that I had to myself. And then I started reading, and I realized all the 4 talks that I had given was going to be my talk today. Because sadhana is understanding that Swami loves you no matter what. You have to progress from trust to faith. And that is only possible if you experience oneness. And we have the Sathya Sai organization where we have to row together and serve together to reach the destination of oneness. So my entire speech today is on the topic, sadhana is nothing but the bridge we have to build to the Sai within, not externally. And the effort we need to put in to be worthy of the love that we receive from Him unconditionally. So before I had to think, I already had my speech there, and then I said, why do we have to reflect on sadhana, especially this centenary year? So let me start with this. Sourced, not forced. What is sourced cannot be forced. What is destined cannot be rushed. Life's definition, as you perceived
as you want it isn't what it is. With nowhere to go, you lost hope. You lost inhibitions. You got flustered. You were in despair. Yet I said, why force when you have the source? Why despair when I'm here? When the river flows, does it rush to meet the sea? Or does it carve its path one bend at a time? The source knows. It always knows. Trust its rhythm. Let the flow lead you, not your fears. What you call delay, I call perfect timing. What you see as loss, I see as preparation. You asked, why is it so hard? And I replied, because you forgot the source. Not in punishment, but to remind you the well never runs dry. Only the rope must reach deeper.
Swami believes that everything that has to come to us, whether it's happiness, sadness, loss, gain, all comes with an equation in a math that he knows. To us, it might not add up. But whenever we feel that we have something that we have lost along the process, Swami says, remember, the source is always available for you to tap on, which is the water in the well. The rope of faith has to be longer to go and reach the water. So, brothers and sisters, Swami reiterates that all our lives, we are trying to make a journey from A to B, from point A to point B, and we want everything to be optimized and happening in a particular way. But Swami says there are certain things that are beyond you, and as long as you trust the source, like the river which carves its path and finally merges into the sea, your purpose is to discover who you are. Swami says his love is infinite. So let's go back, close your eyes as I speak, and I want you to go back to the time when you actually had that beautiful blessing of seeing his form walk Prashanti Nilayam. Savor the first meeting. Savor the first meeting. It's the first darshan, the first sparsha, the first sambhashan. Linger on in that moment if you have been blessed to see the form walk. All the karma wiped away with the first. The rest of darshans was a bonus. It was training. It was training for the mission. Infinite is my love, Swami says. Infinite is my love. Infinite is my form. Infinite is my time. What you see one by one happens by my will. In just 1 second, what you see one by one happens by my will in just 1 second. But then you ask, Swami, why not change things in a second? Our monkey mind wants answers then and there. So we ask, Swami, why not change things in a second? Then Swami says, if I did that, where is your role? If I did that, where is your role? If you are not hardened, the vagaries of life will take over. If you are not hardened, the vagaries of life will take over. And Swami asks, what about your sadhana? Swami asks, what about your sadhana, your effort to be worthy of me? What about your sadhana, your effort to be worthy of me? To me, making you ready took lifetimes. To me, making you ready took lifetimes. To you, to get ready for me took millions of lives. To you, getting ready for me took millions of lives. Now, what you go through is good training. Let that not go to waste. Trust in the process and have faith in me. Trust in the process and have faith in me. So, what is sadhana? And I have a few answers. What is sadhana? It's supposed to be a study circle.
Practice.
Practice. That's the practical answer. What is sadhana?
Training.
Training for what?
To be worthy of him, like you said.
To be worthy of him is a starting process. But that's not sadhana according to Swami. What is sadhana?
Sadhana is focusing all our attention on Swami.
That will be nice. That's a starting process. That's almost like ABCD. And we can only say next to us, I'm 40 years in the Sai fold. I'm 35 years in the Sai fold. I had my first darshan in 1980. But what is sadhana?
Some physical activities that would benefit another party, another person.
That's a process that Swami has given us, but that's not sadhana.
Recognizing that I am.
And what is that I am?
I am that.
That is what you do because you're alive. If you're not saying I am that, you won't be speaking to me. You'll be in a coffin. Every time you breathe. So we meditated. We have silent sitting, but we don't understand what we are doing. We are validating. So hum. I am that. I am that. What is that? What is that? To discover that is sadhana. We started with meditation. We do the silent sitting every day. But we do not know what is sadhana. Sadhana is to understand, instead of saying I am that, what is that? What is it that you keep saying every time that you breathe? And the moment you stop saying that, you are dead. I am that. I am that. Let me find out what the hell is that. And it's beautiful where Swami says, there are 10 steps according to Swami to sadhana. All this is from an interview to the Western devotees. It's available in Media Center. What are the 10 steps? Swami says 7 out of 10 is asking the question, who am I, who am I, who am I, who am I, who am I? Because it changes with life, it changes with phases, it changes with experiences. Life chisels us. And the moment Swami calls you Bangaru, get ready for trouble. Because you're going to be molten. And it happened to me. December of 2023, when life was hunky-dory. Me and my wife almost drowned. And I'm going to make that short because I want to keep the focus on the topic. And with no probability of surviving, and when we realize that that's the end, once underwater, twice underwater, thrice underwater, and trying to experience what that moment when the life source exits you. I crack a joke to her. I wanted to play a test innings with you. It looks like it's a T20. See you on the other side. Love you. We heard a voice from nowhere because all we did was accept it, Swami. If that is that, so be it. There was someone who came, it was Vaikuntha Ekadasi, and from somewhere, somebody said 2 minutes. And I said, 2 minutes is like 2 yugas. I can't hold my breath. And I somehow managed with this grace. And it was one of the most miraculous rescues that happened. Where at the end of the rescue, my wife could get on to a kayak and go to the shore. And I'm talking with this Frenchman. Where are you from? I said, I've been there. You're from France. I've been to that area. We talked about everything. It was Swami there. And I didn't see him once we reached the shore. Long story short, from hope, from no point of zero hope, there was His grace. From the point of grace, there was a miraculous rescue. Life became normal in the matter of next 30 minutes. There was an ambulance waiting. We rushed to the hospital. And the doctor said, your wife is serious. And I said, you must be joking. She's talking to you. And then it went like a yo-yo within the matter of next 45 minutes. She became normal. And then she went back into critical condition. And when they inserted
Tube.
what is that?
Oxygen tube.
No, they were trying to put her on a ventilator. They lost her for 40 minutes. And everyone came back and still said, there's hope, she's breathing. Or the machine is going ting, 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 ting. The whole of my Sai Centre was back praying. So was I. But that Pranasaka, the one who controls that I am that feeling, for my wife who lived by the day, and we had almost done everything that we wanted, including the walk that we did into the water, she left happily, back to her Lord the next morning. And I'm here talking to you because my training had had its first test of faith. My children turned out to be bigger fruits of the Balvikas that's happening. Because the first step of your journey starts when you have fearlessness inside you. Because only when the heart is fearless will it allow faith to come within. F to F. Fearlessness to faith. And ever since that has happened, 2 Parthi Yatras, 1 speech in Parthi, Arati in Parthi, Ganesha Bhajan in Parthi, 4 talks in Melbourne. I thought I'll take a break, and here I am giving a talk on sadhana. And I'm trying to wonder, what is he doing to me? And I realize that every time when I want to take a break, he says, man, I'm 24/7 on you, whether you like it or not. So, let's go back to the topic. What is sadhana? Sadhana, Swami says, has got 10 steps. 7 out of 10 is about asking your question, who am I? Checking if you're worthy of Him. Asking your question, am I this? Is that life? Is life all about just wife, family, children? Is it beyond? And then you realize at that point of time, sadhana is understanding where your destination is. And the destination is not outside. It is first to realize that you and Him are one, which is why he kept on saying Divyatma Surupa, Divyatma Surupa, every other time to reiterate that point. But it didn't sink in because it was just the starting line of his speech. But the fact was he wanted to reiterate that inside you, that you and Him are one. But then what is the difference? He knows I am God, but you know if you are God. That's the problem. We become gods based on positions in the organizations, but not God in the real sense. So, the whole point of understanding who am I, which Ramana Maharshi did, and he got, his whole evolution came from the moment that Prana realized who am I, and that was an out-of-body experience. So, as vulnerable as you can be, but trying to realize the Sai in you and becoming you and Sai as one is the purpose why you are all here as Sai devotees. That is your sadhana. Right? Now, Swami says, from body to spirit. Now, all of us say we want to get rid of body consciousness, soul is everything, blah, 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 blah. But then, as a body, when the moment we have a bit of pain, it hurts. When you have suffering, it loss, it hurts. Then what are you trying to move from body to spirit? That is your duty. You're not doing anything by trying to live from A to B. It's your duty. Your duty is to live. Your duty is to live today. You have no right to end the journey. He has the right to end the journey. But body to spirit, that is the dharma. Spirit to the source, that is the sadhana. Body to spirit is the dharma. Spirit to the source is the sadhana. When born, like what happens in Balvikas, dharma is taught. Dharma is taught. What is that you teach the child in Balvikas? No matter what, respect your parents. No matter what, respect your parents. That is your dharma. Right? When born, dharma is taught by parents, by masters, shaped by karma. To uplift the spirit, one life at a time, one path per lifetime. So there is no guarantee that this journey is the end of your whole cycle. Once the spirit awakens, the connection to the source unfolds, not bound by a single birth, but spanning lifetimes. Each step, a lesson. Each life, a bridge. Each life is a bridge. There is the clue. The journey to the spirit, religion may teach, but the journey beyond is guided by the ascended masters. Dharma lays the foundation. Sadhana builds the bridge. Sadhana builds the bridge. As you ascend, you will see the source is not far. It is you, it is you. And yet beyond, it is within and it is yet infinite. The source resides in your heart, which is God. Every path you take, every step you tread, leads back to the source, to love, to light, to trust that is everlasting. So, if you see the bridge that you're trying to build, it is not an external bridge. It is a bridge to connect to the within. And the within is the place where Sai resides. But we are not trying to distinguish him by putting him in a temple and doing Om Bhurvusvaha, whatever prayers. We're trying to connect to the Sai, to tap to him within. And then you will realize Sai is not a form of 5 feet 2 walked on earth. Sai is the love that manifests from you when you do an act of selfless service. Sai is nothing else but love in an infinite manner that resides in your heart, because you and Sai are one. So, there are 3 kinds of devotees. So imagine life to be a pathway where there's water. You can be a stone and you drop yourself into the water. You're wet as long as you're in water. The moment you come out, the wetness dries. This is a typical Puttaparthi Yatra. You all go back. I saw Swami, I got in the blah, 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 fantastic. 2 months you come to the center very regularly. You have to do this, sister, brother, come on, let's do this. And after 2 months back to your life, I have all these issues. I'm just taking a small break. Sai is always in my heart. Typical things. So that's most of us. The second kind of devotees are those are like clothes that remain wet for a few hours, and afterwards the wetness goes away when thanks to the Perth sun, it dries faster than you think. There are many devotees like this. What devotee do you want to be? Swami says, be like the sugar candy, because the moment you get into water, you and I become one. And together we are sweeter than before. So if all of us are sugar candies, forget about diabetes. Water itself is naturally sweet. We don't need sodas. We don't need added to drinks. The water around is pure. Purified by the sweetness that is you. With Him, the water. So, Swami says, I conduct the divine symphony. And this was inspired, the poem got inspired after the Adirudra Mahayajna. I'm not sure how many of you are blessed, but thanks to Sundarana Media Center, I think we had a visual delight of the Adirudra Yajna. But I was there for 7 hours. And man, oh man, every cell in the body was charged like crazy. The energy was just magnificent. So Swami says Veda is victory over ego, desire and anger. For me, in that instant that happened, my ego got crushed. The desires were empty. Anger, which was the only thing that I had forever in life, disappeared at that moment of that instant, because at that point all I had was gratitude, which is what this poem is about. Veda is victory over ego, desire and anger. He said, the unbecoming of the human and the becoming of the divine, becoming and merging into me. Swami continued, what I preach is Veda. From the immemorial, what I am is Veda Purusha. I am the embodiment of Veda. Harmony of mind, body and Atma is divine harmony. It is this symphony that I am conducting, not just in this avatar, but through all avatars known to mankind. He is the conductor of a symphony. The true MBA, unity of mind, body and Atma, is the foundation of this symphony. When the mind is steady, the body is disciplined, and the Atma shines bright. So you need to have a disciplined mind, or disciplined, steady mind, disciplined body, for the Atma to shine. You become part of this eternal melody, Swami says. Chanting is not just religious, because this is the trend with the youngsters. Why do I have to go through all this villa? Why can't I just go and serve the world? Why do I need all these mantras? All kinds of questions that I too go through as a Balvikas Guru, and I'm sure several of you face that. But Swami says, chanting is not just religious, it is for the spiritual upliftment by humans, for humans, of humans. It is upliftment, spiritual upliftment by humans, for humans, of humans. You learn, you chant, you rise. You learn, you chant, you rise. Every sound, every note carries the divine resonance together. We compose this eternal melody of creation. Then with a playful smile, Swami added, but MBA isn't just mind, body, Atma. It is also my Bangaru, always. Because for me, you will always be my precious ones. Swami says, you are my Bangaru always. So be ready. The moment you feel you are his Bangaru, get ready to be melted, and then he can chisel you and make you a wonderful ornament, worthy of the gold that you are. So, constant integrated awareness, which is sadhana, is Wi-Fi within and Wi-Fi with him. It's Wi-Fi within and Wi-Fi with him. So, but what happens to all of us in this sadhana let us watch this funny video. Who is the person here? Who is the frog? Who is the person there? All of us are the person there. And the frog is the Sathya Sai organization Swami gave you. To help you not be influenced by these flies coming around and controlling you. But unfortunately, the frog itself becomes a problem later on. So Swami was probably the master planner that he is. He realized that you guys, forget about all this meditation, all this hunky-dory talk, Bhagavad Gita, name it, you can read, you can do whatever, but if I can't keep you together in an organization called the Sathya Sai organization, where you can't have unity amongst yourself in thought, word and deed and actions and love to transmit and transmute among yourself, please don't go tell the world that you're doing sadhana, because that's the biggest lie. So, instead of trying to tell you, here, take my photo, go there and meditate, he said, take the Sathya Sai organization with you wherever you go. My God, there started the problem, right? But then he was even more clever how to help you in the 10 stages of sadhana by his very name, Sai. I stands for illumination or the jnana mark. A is adoration, which is the bhakti mark. And S, which is on top, is service, which is the karma mark. So the very name Sai has the formula for sadhana. So what does I do? In Balvikas, you are not teaching them slokas, you are not teaching them anything. You are teaching them to be fearless. I love to tell a story of that guy who was fiddling with his phone over there. So when his mother passed away, he was busy taking care of my father, who was struggling with dementia and was in the hotel room. The very purpose we went on a holiday was to stay together as a family. So when he saw the mother distraught on the beach, I said, buddy, go to Tata, because he's going to go berserk. I'm going to go to the hospital. So he went. Duty. He never for once, he said, I'll call you and let you know. Keep praying. So he updated me, I've given him dinner. What next? I said, doesn't look good. Keep chanting your Gayatris. I'll let you know. And he did his duty. The next day, at 9 o'clock, from the ICU, they come and said, 15 minutes to go. I said, buddy, it needs 25 minutes for him to come from the hotel to the hospital. At least keep the wires on so that he sees the mother with some beep, 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 not, lying like that. And doctors, they removed everything in 15 minutes. As she was leaving, I get a phone call. Sairam, brother, where are you? On my Malaysia number, which I have not shared. My president had shared it to his counterpart in Langkawi. And my president, for some reason, had saved my Malaysia number. So everybody gives my Malaysia number. And I said, Sairam. I said, where are you? I'm in front of the ICU. You are coming. So husband and wife come. A Sindhi couple, the president of the Sathya Sai Centre of Langkawi, with 4 things. Vibhuti, Udi, Ganga Jalam, and Tulasi. As they walk in, they come. As they arrive, they come back and say, she's gone. So I knew she's gone back to him. But that did not stop. His story started there. He comes in, realizes his mother is dead, goes there, spends a few minutes, and then we are off to the mortuary, and then he spends 15 minutes with her, and at 11:30, he says, Appa, time to go. My duty calls. I have to go back and give lunch to Tata. Anyway, I'm going to send her off later. And that is Jnana Marga, Balvikas. Because it doesn't teach you just respect. It teaches you to be fearless to face life in the event of an adversity, holding on to the rope called faith. What is this faith? But I definitely know Balvikas has made him fearless. I'm sure he has his insecurities because he's got his life ahead of him. But just the fact of staying together allows you to build fearlessness. So the Balvikas wing of the Sathya Sai movement is designed to give you fearlessness. If you have missed the Balvikas, try to develop it being a teacher. If not, try to start today. Because if you have fear in yourself, you can never be devoted. You always question. You should have unquestioning faith. Right? Then comes what all of us love doing after this. Once the satsang is over, everybody starts Om, blah, 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 harmonium, tabla, and the practice goes, this goes, that goes. We love to be in this bhakti marga because we think that's salvation. Sorry, that is just trying to fine-tune yourself to be connected to the Lord within. But unfortunately, that takes over the organization. It attracts many people to come, but that is not your passport to sadhana. It's probably the 3rd or the 4th stage of sadhana. So, the Bhakti Marga or the spiritual wing of the Sathya Sai organization with these study circles is supposed to light up the illumination or the Jnana Marga in you to make yourself fearless and have trust in His plan. But the best which He has reserved to the S in His name is actually the easiest way of giving up the biggest challenge all of us have, which is our edging God out process called ego. Right? So the path that allows you to give up ego is the Seva wing of the Sathya Sai organization, which allows you to come together and work together, giving up who you are. Look at the people in Prashantali, all the top doctors. The act of seva allows you to give up your body consciousness and allows you to come together and work together. So Swami was the master planner to give us 3 wings in the organization. The service wing, the spiritual wing, and Balvikas. Mahilas and the young adults are not sections of the organizations. They are subsections of these 3. Because these 3 are your 3 separate paths. For those who are absolutely intellectual, you can take the illumination marga and go straight to step number 10. For some, you need to change the engine and take the bhakti marga. Many people in the past went like that. But for all of us with a huge bloated ego, the only way to go to the destination is through seva or the service way. Right? Swami was the smartest planner. So little steps, big love. Swami says, be kind, be true. Let my light shine through you. A helping hand, a cheerful heart. In every moment, play your part. When you smile, the world feels bright. Even one act can spread my light. Help a friend, show someone care. The joy you give will fill the air. Each day is not yours, but mine. Each day is mine, Swami said. When you wake, bow your head. Say my name. Seek my grace. You will find me in every place. Hands that serve are hands divine. Even small deeds are a sign. Give your best, no matter how small. Love and seva will conquer all. I walk with you, you'll never fall. I'm in your heart. I am in us all. So go ahead, take every step and trust my love. It's always kept. So when you have love coming from the source, all you need is to wear a smile. So there's another poem I'll share later, not today. So how do you smile? The question is, smile is not a reaction. Smile doesn't have an origin that's external. Smile has an origin if it's pure and naturally produced when it is taken from the heart of love, where the love is the switch that turns on a smile externally. Not something that's artificial when you react, when you have something else going on in your mind. You know, all of us have that, and we try to have a smile which is poker-faced. The youngsters with elders, there's smile here, and then there's fear there. So everywhere around, if you really want to have a smile on your face, that can only manifest if it's originating from love within, says Swami. And finally, how do you all go together in this process of sadhana with the organization? Swami says, row together, serve together. So imagine those big, large boats where in Kerala or wherever you've seen those boat race. They're all rowing. Everyone should have a constant rowing action and synergy to ensure that you move forward. If one of them doesn't row, then you are in trouble. Same with this SSI organization, where if you want to use the organization as that frog which helps you to stay calm in a storm with Sai Nam, stay calm in a storm with Sai Nam. That's a mantra that I learned on that day. So Swami says your individual responsibility is to help ever, hurt never. Your collective responsibility is love all, serve all. Swami said, when you see a thirsty man, offer him water. This is help. But if you pour it on the ground, mocking his thirst, that is hurt. We have a lot of seva projects where you evaluate the outcome. Please don't do ever seva by measuring outcome. That is the second thing, by the way. That's what I'm saying. Seva must be done like the Nike motto. Just do it. Don't think. When you plant a tree, its shade blesses all who pass. This is love in action. Service without distinction. Imagine you are in a boat. Each person has an oar. If one stops rowing, the journey slows for all. The sadhana slows for all. Help ever by rowing your part. Hurt never by rocking the boat. At the end of the day, the biggest rockers are those who stay in the organization and pull you in all directions to ensure things don't happen. So Swami says, if at all you want to offer something for my centenary, row together, serve together. That's the biggest message. Help ever by rowing your part. Hurt never by rocking the boat. Love all by working in harmony. Serve all by reaching the shore together. He laughed his eyes twinkling. Simple examples, yes, but very profound if you reflect. After all, this life is my Leela and you are part of my team. You're part of my team. So, all of us in this journey, when we move working together with Seva, giving up ego, we experience Ananda. From Ananda, when we realize Satchitananda or bliss, that is position number 10 of the 10 stages of sadhana. Some of us go to bliss and come back. Go to Puttaparthi, bliss, come back to earth. So starting at 1. And then we try to move forward to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then again come back. So we experience oneness like intermittent connection to the internet. Constant oneness is when you realize, I am God, He is God. But hey, wait, God is not just him or me. Me and God are one, so is He. And that stage of oneness will allow this organization to do what it's supposed to do, for us to deserve to be members of this organization by rowing together and serving together. So if all of you want to offer something to Swami, offer love unconditionally, but collectively as well, by rowing together and serving together. Because what comes with the unity of oneness produces love that's absolutely unfiltered, straight from the source. And that is the bridge that we are trying to build through sadhana. So I finish with this. Swami says, why do you come to Prashanti? There have been many people who I heard in Melbourne who were saying it took us 6 years to realize Swami is not there. Come on. He just took a form because it is easier for you to identify him to be as similar to you. For those who have had the opportunity of close interactions, honestly, when he's by my side, I find him just like any other human being. Because that's his role, to not intimidate me by showing superhuman powers. He showed himself to be as human as you are. The difference was he was able to connect to his divinity within, but he never exploited his divinity. Because then he would have done Jim Boomba and built everything. But he used you to create all those beautiful divine installations that are there as super specialty hospital or all the schools and colleges and every student who comes out as a product. You are his best blessing. And the day when his life is my message becomes your life is his message, that is the end of sadhana. So we all go to Prashanti, and Swami says Prashanti is like a visit to my office. A small visit to the office, a temple that is, not the regular one, quietly sitting for meditation. The moment you do that, Swami takes over. And Swami says, hey, you're finally here. You were so near, yet so far, he says. You were so near, yet so far. Then I said, Swami, apologies. What is it? I am wherever you stay. He smiled and said, yet the temple is the epicenter. It's my real office. He gives a profound experience, whispers instructions, holds me close, writes on my head. It felt like rewriting my destiny. He asks me to promise to do more, to share more. And I promised. And this is what that happened when we all met for our Parthi Yatra a month after I lost my wife, and we sang. This happens to everyone, time and again. We must go to the above to recharge and to remember. Swami smiled and said, each visit, every moment is not for me, but for you. So we don't go to Prashanti for him. We don't do seva projects for him. We do it selfishly for ourselves. Period. And nothing, including you coming and listening to this satsang, you're not doing any favor to him. You are only helping yourself. If you don't realize it, then you're fooling yourself. And Swami says, the temple may be my office, but your heart is my home. The temple may be my office, but your heart is my home. What I write on your head is not destiny rewritten, but a reminder of the truth that was always within you. The Swami is within you. Go now and fulfill your promise. Share, serve, uplift. Return not out of duty, but out of love. To recharge, to realign, to remember who you truly are. The beautiful bhajan, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, who I am. And that is sadhana. Experiencing that oneness, where you are not just the soul, but you and the source are one. And that is Satchitananda. Jai Sai Ram.